Dr. Minho checked his medical kit one more time before the landing team left the ship. The Harmony's edge floated quietly in space above the green and blue planet below. This was their third day studying Kepler 442c, and so far, everything had gone well. "Ready, Minho?" asked Yuna, the team's plant expert. She smiled at him through her helmet. Her dark eyes showed excitement. This was her first time on a new planet. "Always ready," Minho replied. He was the only human doctor on the ship. The other doctors were aliens from different worlds. Some looked like giant bugs. Others looked like walking trees, but they all worked together to keep the crew healthy. The landing shuttle touched down in a forest of crystal trees. The trees were not really made of crystal, but they looked like it. They were clear and sparkled in the alien sun. Beautiful purple and blue lights danced inside the tree trunks. "Stay close to the shuttle," said Captain Reeves over the radio. "We don't know what lives down there." The landing team had 6 members. Yuna was there to study plants. Taehyung came to fix any broken equipment. Soman was their guard. 3 other crew members came from different alien species. They all wore special suits to breathe the air. Yuna walked toward the crystal trees with her sample kit. "Look at these," she said with wonder. "I've never seen anything like them." The trees made soft music when the wind blew through them. It sounded like tiny bells ringing. Yuna knelt down and carefully cut a small piece from a fallen branch. She put it in her sample box. "Temperature is good," said Taehyung, reading his instruments. "Air is safe to breathe. No dangerous radiation." Soman kept watch with her weapon ready. She turned slowly, looking at everything around them. "Something feels wrong," she said quietly. "What do you mean?" asked Minho. "Too quiet. Where are all the animals?" She was right. They had seen many birds and small creatures from space, but now the forest was silent except for the singing trees. Yuna moved deeper into the forest. She found a hollow in the ground between 2 large crystal trees. "There's something here," she called to the others. Minho hurried over to her. Inside the hollow, he saw what looked like a giant spider web. But this web was made of silver threads that glowed softly in the dim light. "Don't touch it," warned Soman. But Yuna was already reaching toward the web with her sample tool. "I just want a small piece. This could be..." The web exploded. Creatures poured out of holes in the ground. They looked like spiders, but each one was as big as a dinner plate. Their bodies were clear like glass and strange lights pulsed inside them. They had 8 long legs with sharp points at the ends. "Run!" shouted Soman. The team turned and ran toward the shuttle. But the spider creatures were fast, very fast. They moved across the ground like water flowing downhill. One of the creatures jumped onto the back of Ziltan, a crew member who looked like a walking lizard. Ziltan screamed as the creature's stinger went into his neck. Another creature caught Vorthak, who had blue skin and 4 arms. The stinger hit him in the chest. He fell to the ground shaking. "Keep running," Minho shouted. He turned to help the fallen crew members, but more creatures were coming. A spider creature landed on Yuna's back. She felt a sharp pain in her shoulder as the stinger went through her suit and into her skin, but she kept running. Soman fired her weapon at the creatures. The energy blasts made them scatter, but more kept coming from the holes in the ground. Taehyung reached the shuttle first. He got the door open and helped everyone climb inside. Minho was the last one in, carrying Vorthak, who could no longer walk. "Go, go, go," Soman yelled to the pilot. The shuttle lifted off just as hundreds more spider creatures came out of the forest. They covered the ground like a moving carpet of glass and light. Back on the ship, the medical bay became very busy. Dr. Vextal, the head doctor, worked on Ziltan first. Dr. Vextal looked like a giant praying mantis with golden skin. His 4 hands moved very fast as he tried to save Ziltan's life. Minho helped Dr. Vextal with the other patients. The spider venom was spreading through their bodies quickly. Their hearts beat too fast, then too slow. Their breathing became difficult. "What kind of poison is this?" asked Dr. Vextal. His large compound eyes showed worry. "I don't know," said Minho. I've never seen anything like it. They tried every medicine they had. Nothing worked. The venom was too strong and too fast. Within 2 hours, Zilthon died. His body simply stopped working. Vorthok died 30 minutes later. Dr. Nixara, who looked like a walking tree with silver bark, died last. She had been stung on her arm, but the venom spread everywhere. 3 dead, said Dr. Vextal sadly. All from the same venom. Then Minho remembered something. Wait, Yuna was stung too. They both looked around the medical bay. Yuna sat on a bed in the corner, reading on her tablet. She looked perfectly normal except for a red bump on her shoulder where the creature had stung her. Dr. Vextal's eyes opened wide. That's impossible. Minho walked over to Yuna. How do you feel? Fine, she said. My shoulder hurts a little, but that's normal, right? It's just a bug bite. Dr. Vextal came over with his medical scanner. He ran it over Yuna's body 3 times. Then he ran it over the dead bodies. Then he scanned Yuna again. This cannot be right, he said. His voice was very quiet. What's wrong? Asked Minho. Dr. Vextal showed them the scanner results. The venom is in her blood, the same venom that killed the others. But look at her body readings. Minho looked at the numbers. Yuna's heart rate was normal. Her breathing was normal. Her brain activity was normal. Everything was normal. How is she alive? Asked Dr. Vextal. Yuna looked confused. What do you mean? Am I supposed to be dead? Dr. Vextal put down his scanner. He stared at Yuna like she was the strangest thing he had ever seen. According to everything I know about medicine, he said slowly. Yes, you should be dead. You should have died before we even reached the ship. Minho felt a cold feeling in his stomach. If the venom was that deadly, why was Yuna still alive? What made humans different? Dr. Vextal picked up his scanner again. I need to run more tests. Many more tests. Because if you can survive this venom... He paused and looked at both humans. Then humans are not what we thought they were. The medical bay became very quiet. Outside the windows, the crystal planet turned slowly below them. Somewhere on its surface, millions of spider creatures waited in their holes. And somehow, impossibly, a human had survived their deadly poison. Dr. Vextal could not sleep. He sat in his office staring at the test results on his screen. The numbers made no sense. They had to be wrong. He had run the tests on Yuna's blood 5 times. Each time, the results were the same. The spider venom was there. It was real. It was the same poison that had killed 3 crew members in less than 3 hours. But Yuna was alive. Not just alive, she was healthy. Computer, he said to the ship's AI. Show me all data on Nixari spider venom. The screen filled with information. Dr. Vextal's compound eyes moved quickly as he read. What he saw made his hands shake. The venom had been studied before. Different ships had found these spiders on 12 different planets. The creatures seemed to live everywhere in this part of space. And their venom was always the same. Always deadly. The computer showed him a long list. 20 different species had been stung by these spiders over the past 50 years. All of them had died. Every single one. The Christian people, who were made of living rock, dead in 4 hours. The ethereal ones, who were pure energy in special suits, dead in 2 hours. The mighty Drachnari, who were 8 feet tall and stronger than any other species, dead in 3 hours. Even the healers of Proxima, who could cure almost any disease, dead in 1 hour. 20 species. 100% death rate, no survivors ever until now. This is impossible, Dr. Vextal whispered. He got up and walked to the medical bay. Yuna was supposed to be sleeping in the quarantine room, but she was awake. She sat at a small desk working on her tablet. How do you feel? He asked through the speaker. Fine, Yuna said without looking up. A little hungry. The food here isn't very good. Dr. Vextal stared at her. She looked perfectly normal. Better than normal. She looked healthier than when she first came on the ship. "Yuna," he said slowly, "I need to take more blood from you." "Again?" She looked up and smiled. "This is the 6th time today. Are you sure you know what you're doing?" Any other patient would be dead by now, but she was making jokes. Dr. Vextal took another blood sample. This time, he ran it through the most powerful scanner on the ship. He also took samples from the 3 dead crew members to compare. What he found changed everything. In the blood of the dead crew members, the venom had attacked their nervous systems. It broke down the connections between their brain and body. It also destroyed their blood cells and stopped their hearts. But in Yuna's blood, something amazing was happening. Her immune system was fighting the venom, but not in a normal way. Usually when the body fights poison, it tries to get rid of it quickly. Yuna's body was doing something different. It was learning from the venom. Dr. Vextal watched as Yuna's white blood cells surrounded the poison molecules. Instead of destroying them right away, the cells were studying them. They were making copies of the venom's shape and structure. Then they were building defenses against it. "Minho," Dr. Vextal called over the ship's radio. "Come to the medical bay now." Minho arrived quickly. "Is Yuna okay?" "See for yourself," Dr. Vextal said. He showed Minho the test results. Minho looked at the data for a long time. "I don't understand. Her immune system is acting like it has seen this venom before, but that's impossible." "Unless," said Dr. Vextal slowly, "humans have something we don't." They ran more tests. They studied Yuna's DNA. They compared it to the DNA of the dead crew members. The differences were shocking. Humans had backup systems for everything. If one part of their immune system failed, another part took over. If their blood couldn't carry enough oxygen, their bodies made more blood cells. If toxins attacked their nerves, other nerves grew to replace them. "How many poisons can humans survive?" asked Dr. Vextal. "I don't know," said Minho. "On Earth, we have many dangerous animals. Snakes, spiders, jellyfish, plants, insects. Most humans get stung or bitten at some point in their lives." Dr. Vextal's eyes opened wide. "Most humans? And they live?" "Usually. Some bites are worse than others. But yes, most people survive." Dr. Vextal was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I need to contact the Galactic Medical Consortium. They need to know about this." Within hours, Dr. Vextal was talking to doctors from across the galaxy. He showed them Yuna's test results. He showed them the venom data. He explained everything that had happened. The reaction was immediate. "Impossible," said Dr. Kethlar from the Andromedan Medical Center. "The tests must be wrong," said Dr. Yilnoth from the Vegan Institute. "Humans cannot be immune to Nexari venom," said Dr. Rexandros from the Central Worlds. But Dr. Vextal had proof, live proof, sitting in quarantine and complaining about the food. "I want to volunteer," said a voice behind him. Dr. Vextal turned around. Taehyung stood in the doorway to the medical bay. "Volunteer for what?" asked Dr. Vextal. "Test me too. Give me the venom. If Yuna can survive it, maybe I can too." "Absolutely not," said Minho. "We don't know why Yuna survived. It might be something special about her. Or it might be something special about humans," said Taehyung. "There's only one way to find out." Soon, other human crew members came to the medical bay. Soman wanted to volunteer. So did Wu Jin, the shuttle pilot, and Minji from the communications team. "We should help," said Soman. "If humans really can survive this poison, the galaxy needs to know." Dr. Vextal looked at all the human volunteers. In 50 years of medical practice, he had never seen anything like this. Most species would run away from danger, but humans were running toward it. "Very small doses," he said finally. "Just enough to test your reactions." The tests began the next day. Dr. Vextal gave each human volunteer a tiny amount of venom, just a drop, enough to kill a Draknari warrior. One by one, the humans survived. Taehyung felt sick for an hour, then got better. Soman had a headache and went to sleep. When she woke up, she was fine. Wu Jin didn't feel anything at all. Dr. Vextal called Anna Emergency meeting with the Galactic Medical Consortium. Doctors, he said to the group of alien faces on his screen, we have a problem. Not a medical problem, a bigger problem. What do you mean? Asked Dr. Kethler. Dr. Vextal took a deep breath. Humans are not like us. They are stronger than we thought, much stronger, and I think we need to understand why. He showed them the new test results. Room by room, species by species, the alien doctors fell silent. Finally, Dr. Rex Andros spoke. How many humans are there in the galaxy? About 12 billion, said Dr. Vextal. And they can all do this? Dr. Vextal looked through the window, at Una. She was laughing at something on her tablet. Perfectly healthy, perfectly normal. I think, he said quietly, we are about to find out. 2 days later, a small, fast ship docked with the Harmony's Edge. Dr. Kyung-soo stepped out first. He was tall and thin with gray hair. Behind him came Dr. Nari, a young woman with bright eyes and a heavy bag of equipment. Both doctors were from Earth. Where is she? Dr. Kyung-soo asked as soon as he saw Dr. Vextal. Where is the human who survived Nixari Venom? Dr. Vextal led them to the medical bay. Una was no longer in quarantine. She sat at a table eating lunch with the other human crew members. She waved when she saw the new arrivals. That's her? Dr. Nari whispered. She looks so normal. That's the problem, said Dr. Vextal. She should be dead. They all should be dead. Dr. Kyung-soo looked at the test results Dr. Vextal had sent to Earth. These numbers are incredible. Her immune system isn't just fighting the venom, it's improving because of it. Improving how? Asked Minho. Dr. Nari set up her equipment on a medical table. May I? She asked Una. Una nodded and rolled up her sleeve. Dr. Nari took a blood sample and put it into a machine that hummed quietly. Humans evolved on Earth for millions of years, Dr. Nari explained while they waited. Earth is not a nice planet. Dr. Vextal looked confused. What do you mean? I thought Earth was a peaceful world. Dr. Kyung-soo laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. Peaceful? Earth has thousands of ways to kill you. Poisonous snakes, deadly spiders, stinging jellyfish, toxic plants, bacteria that eat flesh, viruses that attack the brain. And that's just the obvious dangers, added Dr. Nari. Earth also has natural disasters, earthquakes, volcanoes, huge storms, floods, ice ages, asteroid impacts. Dr. Vextal's compound, eyes widened. How did humans survive? By getting better at surviving, said Dr. Kyung-soo. Every generation that lived became a little bit stronger, a little bit more resistant to poison, a little bit better at healing. Dr. Nari's machine beeped. She looked at the results and smiled. Look at this. She showed them pictures of Una's blood cells on a screen. The cells looked different from normal human blood. They were bigger, more complex. They had extra parts that other species didn't have. These are not normal immune cells, Dr. Nari said. These are super immune cells. They can recognize thousands of different toxins. They can adapt to new poisons in real time. They can even repair damage that should be permanent. Dr. Vextal stared at the screen. All humans have these? All humans, confirmed Dr. Kyung-soo. We just didn't know how special they were until now. Dr. Vextal was quiet for a moment. Then he said, I have other venom samples from different creatures. Would you be willing to test more? The human crew members looked at each other. Una spoke first. If it helps people, yes. But we need to be smart about it, said Minho. Small doses, careful monitoring. Over the next few days, they tested venoms from creatures across the galaxy. Each test was carefully planned. Each dose was tiny. Wu Jin volunteered to try venom from Andromedan fireworms. These creatures lived in lava, and their venom burned through metal. A single drop could kill a Draknari in minutes. Wu Jin felt hot for an hour, then he was fine. Minji tested venom from vegan ice serpents. This poison froze the blood and stopped the heart. It had killed explorers from 7 different species. Minji felt cold and sleepy. She took a nap and woke up completely healthy. Taehyung tried venom from Zephyrian stormbirds. The poison caused terrible pain and madness before death. Even touching it with bare skin was supposed to be fatal. Taehyung had a bad headache and felt grumpy for a few hours. Then he asked for dinner. Dr. Vexistal documented everything. Each test proved the same thing. Humans could survive poisons that killed other species. But why? The answer came when Dr. Nari finished her genetic analysis. "Look at this," she said, showing them a map of human DNA. Humans have backup systems for everything. If one detox pathway fails, they have 3 more. If their blood gets poisoned, they can make new blood fast. If their nerves get damaged, other nerves take over. Dr. Kyungsoo nodded. Most species evolved on safe worlds, nice climates, few predators, limited toxins. They never needed strong defenses. But Earth? Dr. Nari shook her head. Earth tried to kill humans every day for millions of years. So, humans got very good at not dying. Dr. Vexitao looked at the galactic database on his computer. He searched for Earth's classification. What he found made him step backward. According to this, he said slowly, Earth is classified as a Class X, Death World. What does that mean? Asked Yuna. Dr. Vextel read from the database. Class X worlds are planets with extreme biological hazards. They have dangerous predators, toxic environments, and unstable climates. Most intelligent species could not survive on a Class X world for more than a few days. He looked up at the humans around him. They were eating snacks and chatting quietly. They looked so normal. How many Class X worlds have intelligent life? Asked Dr. Kyungsoo. Dr. Vextal checked the database. In the known galaxy? Just one. He turned the screen so everyone could see it. There was a picture of a blue and green planet with white clouds. Earth. You mean, said Somin slowly, that we're the only species that evolved on a deadly planet? Only species that survived on a deadly planet, corrected Dr. Vextal. Many others tried. All of them went extinct. Dr. Nari pulled up more data on her computer. This explains everything. Humans didn't just evolve to survive 1 or 2 toxins. They evolved to survive everything. That's why Yuna survived the spider. Venom, said Dr. Kyungsoo. Her body treated it like just another Tuesday on Earth. Dr. Vextal called another emergency meeting with the Galactic Medical Consortium. This time, representatives from hundreds of species joined the call. Fellow doctors, Dr. Vextal began, we have made a discovery that changes everything we know about biology and evolution. He showed them the test results, the genetic analysis, the classification of Earth as a death world. The reaction was immediate and loud. Alien voices filled the communication channel, all talking at once. Impossible. How did they survive? Are all humans like this? What does this mean for the rest of us? Dr. Vextal waited for quiet. Then he said, it means we have been wrong about humans from the beginning. They are not weak. They are not fragile. They are the strongest species in the galaxy. He looked around the medical bay at the human crew members. They were listening politely, but they didn't seem surprised. And I think, Dr. Vextal continued, they don't even know how incredible they are. Yuna raised her hand like a student in school. Excuse me. Are we really that special? I mean, doesn't everyone survive bug bites? The alien doctors on the screen stared at her in amazement. Dr. Vextal smiled. For the first time since this all began, he felt happy instead of worried. No, Yuna, he said gently. No, they don't. 3 weeks later, the biggest medical meeting in galactic history took place. Representatives from over 500 species joined the emergency session of the Galactic Medical Consortium. Some appeared as holograms. Others sent their best doctors in person. Dr. Vextal stood at the center of it all. He had never been so nervous. Fellow doctors and healers, he began, we have gathered to discuss a discovery that will change medicine forever. The great hall fell silent. Hundreds of different eyes in all shapes and colors focused on him. Dr. Vextal began his presentation. He showed them the test results from the Harmony's Edge. He explained about the Nixari venom and how it had killed 20 different species over 50 years. Then he showed them videos of Yuna, perfectly healthy after being stung. Videos of other humans surviving toxins that should have killed them in minutes. The reaction was immediate and loud. "This cannot be real," shouted Dr. Zexthon from the Rigel Medical Academy. His tentacles waved angrily. "No species can be immune to everything. They must be using some kind of technology," said Dr. Yilkes from the Outer Rim. "Hidden implants or genetic modifications." "Or they are lying," suggested Dr. Corthan from the War Worlds. Dr. Vextal waited for the noise to die down. Then, he said, "Dr. Kyung-Soo from Earth will now address your concerns." Dr. Kyung-Soo walked to the center of the hall. He looked calm despite being surrounded by hundreds of alien beings, many of whom did not trust him. "Honored colleagues," he said, "I understand your doubts. What we have shown you seems impossible, but it is real and I can prove it." He gestured to the side of the hall. Yuna, Minho, and the other human crew members from the Harmony's Edge walked in. They carried medical kits and sample containers. "We have brought venom samples from 12 different creatures," Dr. Kyung-Soo announced. "Any of you can test them on us. Right here. Right now." The hall erupted in shocked voices. No species had ever volunteered for such a thing. Dr. Zexthon's tentacles stopped waving. "You would risk your lives to prove this?" "We would risk our lives to help you understand," said Yuna simply. "That's what doctors do, right? We help people." One by one, alien doctors came forward. They tested tiny amounts of various venoms on the human volunteers. Each time the humans survived. Sometimes they felt sick for a while. Sometimes they barely reacted at all. But they always survived. Dr. Corthan, who had been the most suspicious, tested his own people's battle poison on Taehyung. This poison was used in wars. It killed enemy soldiers in seconds. Taehyung felt dizzy and sat down for an hour. Then he stood up and asked if anyone wanted to get lunch. Dr. Corthan stared at him in disbelief. "How?" Dr. Nari stepped forward with her computer. "May I explain?" She showed the assembled doctors the genetic analysis of human DNA. She explained about Earth's classification as a death world. She talked about millions of years of evolution in a hostile environment. Humans did not become strong by choice, she said. They became strong because their planet killed everyone who was weak. An old doctor named Dr. Peltarin from the ancient worlds raised his hand. He was one of the most respected medical minds in the galaxy. "If humans are so resilient," he asked, "why are you sharing this information? You could use this advantage for military purposes. You could conquer other worlds." The hall became very quiet. This was what many of them were thinking. Minho stepped forward. "Because that's not who we are," he said. "On Earth, we learned something important. The strong survive not by hurting the weak, but by protecting them." He looked around at all the alien faces. "Humans became strong by working together. When someone got sick, we took care of them. When someone was poisoned, we shared our medicine. We survived because we helped each other." Yuna nodded. "We don't want to use our immunity to hurt people. We want to use it to save people." Dr. Kyung-Soo activated a holographic display. "We propose the creation of the Universal Medical Research Institute. Humans will volunteer to be test subjects for dangerous treatments. We will help develop medicines that work for all species." "But why?" asked Dr. Peltarin. "What do you gain?" Soman smiled. "We gain friends. We gain knowledge. We gain a galaxy where fewer people die from things that can be cured." Dr. Vextal felt his hearts beating faster. In all his years of medicine, he had never heard anything like this. A species willing to risk their own safety to help strangers. The vote was unanimous. The Universal Medical Research Institute was approved. 6 months later, Dr. Vextal stood in the new medical facility orbiting Earth. The building was beautiful, with labs and hospitals for every known species. Human volunteers worked alongside, alien doctors testing new treatments and developing better medicines. The breakthrough discoveries came quickly. By studying human immune responses, alien doctors learned to boost their own species' defenses. Diseases that had plagued the galaxy for centuries were finally being cured. Dr. Vextal found Yuna in one of the labs. She was working with Dr. Pelteran on a vaccine for Rigelian fever, a disease that killed thousands every year. "How do you feel?" Dr. Vextal asked her. Yuna looked up from her work and smiled. "Useful, like I'm making a difference." "You have made more than a difference," Dr. Vextal said. "You have changed everything." Through the lab window he could see Earth turning slowly below them, the blue and green death world that had created the strongest species in the galaxy. Few days later, Dr. Vextal got a message that made him smile. The Harmony's Edge had been assigned a new mission. They were returning to Kepler 442c to study the Nexari spiders. This time, Yuna would not need a protective suit. Dr. Vextal watched the news report as Yuna walked through the crystal forest wearing only light clothing. She approached a Nexari nest with confidence, not fear. The spiders came out to investigate. Some of them crawled on her arms and shoulders. A few even stung her. Yuna just smiled and took notes on her tablet. "The Nexari are not evil," she said, to the camera. "They're just protecting their homes. Now that we understand them, we can work together." She held up a small bottle of clear liquid. "Their venom, properly processed, can cure nerve damage in 6 different species. These little spiders might save millions of lives." Dr. Vextal turned off the news report and went back to his work. Outside his office window, human and alien doctors worked side by side in the research labs. The galaxy was safer now, not because the strong had conquered the weak, but because the strong had chosen to protect everyone. And that, Dr. Vextal thought, was the most human thing of all. In his personal log that night he wrote, "Today I learned that true strength is not about surviving danger. True strength is about using your gifts to help others survive. Humans have taught us that the best way to be strong is to make sure no one has to be strong alone." He looked out at the stars and smiled. Somewhere out there on hundreds of worlds, people were living longer and healthier lives because a young woman had volunteered to be stung by an alien spider. The future was bright, and it belonged to everyone.